Hello and welcome to another coaching video, and in this one we have a Diamond Evelynn versus a Diamond Warwick. Now most of you know, as a Warwick player, we always love facing the Evelynns. However, we have here an Evelynn player who is streaking and enjoying herself a good time on the ladder, and obviously you know I'm not a fan of the Ghost Warwick. I don't really think that's a good idea. Ignore the summon a spell things, they're kind of glitched in the replay. Nothing's been used yet. We have no early kills, and we're going straight off into the red Krugs. Clear using that W to get the extra damage charge onto the Krugs. Now, we do have our work starting on the blue side here. Now, if you're playing volley, playing Warwick, I really want you to think about how can we invade Evelynn and take her out? Because even in the Zelo, you still want to have that pressure and use that pressure to prevent them from farming. Because while we have a ward here, we know she started on the red side, that's pretty standard stuff. The Warwick and the Volibears of the world, the invaders, you could be in Italy, Kindred, doesn't really matter. Point is, a farming jungler who's going to full clear up needs to be invaded and killed. But no matter what jungler you're playing, if you want to climb faster than 70% of junglers, I'm making a course for every single MMR. Silver is out and gold will be next to March 3rd. It will build directly on the silver course that came up before, so if you don't know those things, then obviously both are going to go hand in hand, helping you get to platinum. It should give you everything you need to know as a gold player to play off of what you're going to see in this video, what you see in these free coaching videos, and really take it to the next level. Apply it to your own game, get to platinum as soon as possible, within months instead of years as some people take. Get out of the casual zone, get into the top 10%, become a platinum jungler through the Virkayu to GG gold course, linked below, out on March 3rd. I'm going to go red Krugs Raptors into the bottom lane gank here, but always you can also look for the mid lane gank, especially a volatile matchup in the mid lane. Early gank here, you know you can kite up. Obviously now the Warwick can cut in if he sees you though, and that puts you in a really rough spot because yes, you want your camps to be able to be there for you to fall back to them, but if you're an invadable jungler, not so good. However, you look at the bottom lane like, oh, I F-keyed, I see the HP bars. Yeah, it's a ganking meta, or at least it has been. And, you know, while I can AFK farm, having action here before the Warwick is pretty good. The center is going to hit that nice juicy slow. We can bide our time. No one is expecting Evelynn to show up this early. We should easily be able to get a flash slow on our W there. There we go. Electric proc will go through, and the Sona will flash to save herself. So well done by the Sona there, actually. And the Warwick, in the meantime, has gone to the mid lane. I did play with Katarina main way back in Season 9. In a similar meta, where I was playing Warwick, and you 3-camp it, gank mid lane, snowballer, get the scuttles, do it with Rek'Sai as well. Now, obviously, the Warwick is going to be like, okay, well, you know, I'll just take your camps. And at this particular point, I don't know if I agree with going for the Wolves. I mean, we know that everyone's down here, and she's going to go back to base. So you've got yourself like 28, 30 seconds or so before you're going to start to have an issue. Could we just get the blue and the grump into the scuttle? Okay, top lane, fall back to this? Yes. I don't like the wolf secure just because it wastes time. It's an absolute time waster from what we could snack away. Now, the Evelynn kind of knows this is going on, so let's see how it works out here. Because the 20% damage reduction to the camps as well means that you're not going to be able to get a whole quadrant and get out. You're not Graves, right? You're just straight up not Graves. And now the Evelynn's going to shove right here as he's doing this. It's absolutely ridiculous. She's going to have Dark Seal plus boots. Now, I don't know why the Warwick is basically like sitting in the bush and just absorbing everything. Now you're taking the monsters. The Katarina is going to be roaming from base. This, from a jungler's perspective, if you're the Warwick, is absolutely horrific. It's terrible, terrible jungling. Because you know, the Evelynn knows that Warwick started down here and is going up. That means that the Evelynn knows that the Warwick is not going to be on this side of the map, nor will there be any camps after she's finished yanking on the bottom lane. We know, though, that the Warwick's going to be topside. We know that he could steal this, and fall back to these. So the Evelynn basically is coming out of base, and the Warwick is completely greeted for the whole quadrant. That is bad counter jungling. The good counter jungling is the one we had yesterday. The Rengar game, yes, it was gold, but he was really using the counter jungling well to suppress the enemy jungler. Warwick here, this was very similar to a silver invade that I put in the silver jungle course. Yeah, Warwick, silver invade was exactly the same thing. So you still have people who get into diamond who are great mechanically, make good decision making at certain points, but they also have these silver tendencies that kind of remain. So it's important. I mean, I don't know what we're doing. This is absolutely ridiculous. I would report you, Matt, because this is offensive to me, offensive to everyone here. But at the same time, that's why we're here, is to learn. And cheeky flame is okay, not actual flame. So now he's going to walk into here. Again, like, the Evelynn is doing a very, very good job of basically saying, listen, you could have invaded me here and taken me out. So I'm going to gank the lane that's squishy and low. And then we're going to go back to base and defend my blue side. On the main channel video that we did earlier in the week, I had a Gragas do the same thing, right? Excuse me, hit the microphone. He sequences down, gets the bottom lane. The enemy Javelin goes here, cuts in to do the blue grump. Doesn't do the wolves, obviously, because we don't have the time. Runs to gank top lane. And the Gragas is still able to rotate and get 2 kills because the Javelin wasn't thinking about what the Gragas will be doing. And the junglers who think ahead like that are always going to have the better advantages. Right. Let's see what we have now. We have Stalk Boots. The Stalk Boots base already plus Dark Steel from the Evelynn, so that's perfect. We have here the Warwick who hasn't even based yet, basically doing a whole nother sequence. He is at not even Tiamat Gold. 606, 25 CS, no Tiamat. Basically an absolute nightmare. The Evelynn is level 4 though. We're absorbing some experience from the lane because obviously the Zed has 6 years to be very, very careful about how far you push. Obviously the Zed will just, yeah, there you go. Well, wait, exactly. Exactly. No need to commentate every micro movement there, but stay next to the shadow, because if he keeps going, Katarina kills, these will come back to you, you kill. Perfect for us. Warwick finally goes back to base and gets his Tiamat. Evelynn knows, hey, I would like to say that no one knows what this Warwick is doing. Not even himself. So we basically say, look, we killed Zed, we have pride, let's see if we can go steal some Raptors. The Warwick sees this and basically says, look, I can't fight her at the moment. I'm going to just go down and take my blue. And the Evelynn is doing a great job here. This is good counter jungler, okay? Using the negative matchup against the Warwick, using his aggression against her, against him, and obviously getting on the map twice before the Warwick's able to do anything. So now he's going to go down here, level 4, he's dragging his blue camp. I have no idea what's going on. The Zeri and the Son are able to get a kill onto the Varus. Warwick, I mean, honestly. So what's interesting is that the Evelynn's going to lose this game, right? So I'm going to put that nugget in it right now. We're not watching a Ruffle stomp over 20-minute game stomp, right? Stuff's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen at all. I have no idea. I just do some scouting. I find some profiles. I see what looks good. We do have an ultimate here. We're able to dodge the aggro and do that. Cassante could use his E. Oh, he's fine. Damage reduction plus E, but he's okay. Well done. We know that the Warwick's down here. Warwick's going to say, oh, pressure's off. I can do a dragon. Catch-up experience. Because he's not getting catch-up experience from the kills. No, might as well get it from a dragon. Now, the Evelynn obviously here is shown topside, so we know no ult. There's no dragon that's going to be available here, so what we could do is just straight up do our topside quadrant instead of basing. And then, of course, we can look to reset. We can either fully sequence all the way down and reset and go for the Herald here, just to kind of keep that AFK farm, not AFK farm, but like sequencing mentality, you know, in our pocket. Or we can finish this, go back to base, and obviously we'll have blasting ones and all the good stuff for our Rocket Belt purchases. Now, the Warwick has finally fallen back to his blue. Level spike halfway to 6. Evelynn will be 7 after the Wolves here. So you're looking at someone who's going to be basically 2 levels up at 8-9 minutes in this meta. Incredible. Also because you have to try really hard to be down 2 levels early. You have to play very well, but at the same time, like I feel like if you're in this elo, looking at like a D3 to master run, this shouldn't be happening, right? From a Warwick perspective, yeah, we wanted to, as soon as we see Evelynn, we're cutting, we're taking the blue, we're taking the grump, we're cutting up, we're taking this, and we're ganking topside. Or we're just ganking topside and then giving up that scuttle just so we can control the red side. Because if the Evelynn decides to invade us, you know, we'll have the Zed, we'll have our Gragas be able to rotate, and she just loses 2 camps for the time invest bottom lane. But we greed for the wolves, and I don't know why. Really not something we needed to do. So the Evelynn's now 6, which means you don't have to go AFK farming. We can go leverage some cheese, for lack of a better term. I don't like the alternator. Blasting one is much better. Obviously with electrocute, you know, you don't really need double down on the burst proc. An alternator has its uses, but having blasting one all the time is always a superior tactic, as it were. Nunubot agrees on that one, I think. And a lot of wards, obviously, but we are not detected, so don't scan, don't worry about the scanner and things like this, but it does take you a long time. Well, we have ult available, so this is a dead Zeri 99%. Good eyes up again. Good eyes up jungling. We have the charm that will go through. There's no need to waste our ultimate here. We're fine. Yeah, it's good. Warwick has gone to the top side. We see that. So Warwick basically sees this. You know, instead of just going, hey, let me do the Herald very quickly, especially seeing as Katarina's low going back to base, he's doing his red. So I'm curious to see if he goes to to Krugs into top lane, or if he actually tries to use the fact that Evelynn's on the bottom side to snack himself up this juicy Herald. Let's see. He should at the very least get something. Because Evelynn's basically probably resigning herself to the fact that she's not going to get that. However, it is warded here, so typical jungling strategies are if someone's on a Herald, or excuse me, if you're going to be doing the Herald or the Dragon, scan. Yeah, don't do it blindly. It doesn't make sense to do things blindly. If you have a scanner available, you better use it. The Evelynn would not know he's on it, or at the very least, you as the Warwick would know, hey, they see me, doesn't matter, can I burst it out? The Evelynn decides to go straight up for the Z in the meantime, and the Cassandra decides to go in and defend this Herald, compromising his own lane state. So, less it be to the Cassandra top lane, and Evelynn now can rotate over and know that the Warwick is low, go for a cheeky little invade. Let's see what we can do here. We'll know he'll most likely be on the Krugs because we saw him have the red buff. But yeah, if you're Warwick there, it's the right idea. But as soon as you scan and see that you're detected, do I have the top prior? Do I have the mid lane prior? Are they rotating onto me? Could I just maybe steal her blue, steal her grump, maybe gank the top lane, and then create a prior to do the Herald more normally? Instead, he doesn't scan, even though he had it, and then Cassandra collapses. So, not always the best juice here from this player, but the Evelynn's doing a solid job. 65 CS, 501, getting on the map. Warwick, only with a Tiamat, basically 2,900. She has 4,700 gold. He has 2,900 gold. That is a big gold lead. You have to try pretty hard to be down 2k gold. Like, you can be down 2 levels for whatever reason. Weird things can happen, but you can catch it up pretty quickly. 2,000 gold. That's not good. And again, the Ghost is terrible. Ghost Warwick is terrible. You do not need Ghost Warwick because straight up you run fast anyway. But more so than that is that the Flash is great for Flash ults, Flash E's, chase downs, Flash Qs, Flash autos. You have so much power with a Flash when you Warwick. Although we have a Zed Goon Squad 4-man bottom lane. Obviously, okay, well, you know. So, yeah, okay, there you go. The Warwick at least was present for something that was happening. We did steal the Herald, though. If we're the Evelynn here, we're waiting for the dive from the Cassandra. The Q3 does hit. The Gragas, not Garen. Either Gragas puts down a barrel. I was going to say Gragas and barrel, and then came out as Garrel, and I didn't mean Garen. I meant Gragas putting down a barrel, and obviously we go ahead and dive in. We activate the Herald. Maximum plate gold. Well played by the Evelynn. Well played by the Cassandra. Unfortunate for the Gragas. See, the Warwick is basically telegraphing everywhere he's going. Absolutely telegraphing every single thing that he is doing. He's not, yeah, he kind of walked over and was like, did I see a ward? Did I walk over a ward? He's got no care or delicacy to his jungling. Obviously, this is available now, but again, where's your bottom lane if you're the Warwick, right? Where's your bottom lane? Where's your mid lane? Where's your top lane? Do you have the ability to do this? As that's going in on the Katarina, who's spinning to winning when she will go pop, and then that ult will miss from the center doing absolutely nothing. The Warwick's like, now I can do it, right? Yeah, but the problem is that Evelyn's going to reset and rotate straight down to us again. Having that coin flip objective take is just such not a diamond thing. Well, that's just, and I don't know. Have you guys not faced an Evelynn before? Do you not know what she does, especially when she gets 7 kills? However, again, red team will win. So let's see what's going to happen here. In Diamond, I will be always more harsh in my commentary. I will always be more harsh in terms of the short ways we kind of respond to their plays, because there's a certain level that's expected as you want to make a master run. Now, if you don't want to make a master run, keep coin flipping like this. If you want to make a master run and get out of this elo and stop playing with this cannot happen, right? A Warwick counter jungling wolves and dying here cannot happen. A Warwick counter coin flipping 2 objectives without scanning cannot happen. The Evelynn is showcasing a fortitude and a game style that will help her dynamically adapt to any meta, beat any jungler, and get to master tier. Also, good restraint, observation of vision, although pretty easy when you get detected like that. However, Katarina, 113, Z230, although Zed's got a huge CS lead there. Cassandra's going in on the Gragas ice over here. Sandra's rotating up through the river, and of course the Warwick at this particular moment. We're kind of looking at both perspectives. We're not doing tracking necessarily today, just what we're seeing and what we can use against each other, but nothing insane because, you know, to be honest with you, there's not a lot of enhanced tracking to talk about here other than the equal and opposite ways that we're working. Evelynn goes bottom lane, Warwick goes top lane. Warwick does the wrong thing, Evelynn takes some camps. I mean, it's pretty straightforward stuff. Now, we do have the Warwick available for a kill in the center, but if he goes for the center, he's trolling a little bit. And because we've got the Katarina plus the Evelynn, we can go ahead and smack this out. We have 20 stacks in the Mejais already. The Ziri Sona will come online. We have this hit down. So this player being hit down means we are concerned. Is it a Warwick? Is it a Gragas? Who is where at this particular moment? The Gragas is showing up here. Everyone's being very cautious. We don't know where the Warwick might be. The bottom lane turret has now fallen. There he is. Hello. There he is. And we're going to take the red. We won't get 11 from this, so it's not huge in terms of taking it for experience, but if we can deny they get the smite and rotate to this situation, then we should be able to pick up a very juicy double kill. Warwick goes mega deep with his Q there. Obviously no flash for the outplays. We avoid the barrel toss. We'll hit the Q. We'll get the full charm that he will just basically wrap him up for the free kill. Now we're at 24 stacks. 24 stacks, and we haven't even finished Rocket Belt. The thing is now, the Zeri and the Sona did get plates. They did take that first turret. They can now start to move around. Katarina does kill the Zed. The Evelynn's going to go in on the Zeri here, but of course be very cautious. We know the Sona's going to be moving. We do have at the moment 2,300 gold. So you don't only give a shutdown. You do have ult, right? There we go. Through the exhaust as well. Very nicely done. Now Warwick was last seen in the area, but I'm going to assume he's most likely peace out and going back to base. He could still show up here based upon how the Sona's playing, but maybe she decides, I just want to 1v1 the Evelynn. Let's see how it goes.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
It goes as expected. Everyone could predict that one. The Warwick does show bottom lane on this ward, so now we know, okay, the dude isn't like floating around in my camps or whatever, but if he was, he would have rotated to this nonetheless. So the Evelynn kills the Sona. Now she has 25 stacks. She does have full itemization. The Warwick can't even get his own jungle camps going. He's on 2 levels. He's getting rooted here by the Varus, getting absolutely melted by the Varus and the Katarina. The Zed's moving up here. This should be a clinically over game. I'm very interested to see what happens. Now, in these kinds of games, and this kind of MMR, right, when you're Diamond, you're a Master Tier, what is the one thing that will carry you through? The question mark of an Evelynn, the question mark of your teammates, the question mark of your own performance. Sometimes we have bad games. Let's fully acknowledge that. It's understanding win con. It's understanding that at this particular moment, yes, they got to fit Katarina, they got to fit Evelynn, they've got a Varus, they got a Senna, they have a Cassante, but at the same time, we have Gragas, we have a Zed, we have a Warwick. The disruption in our team fight from those 3 alone is absolutely astronomical, and we have a Sona who's going to scale and shield and do all the scaly Sona things that she does. Now, we have a Sona main, he was a Sona main. Now he plays other things. But he was once a Sona main. He always used to spam the Sona combo memes for when she was fed. However, at this particular moment, the champion should be able to easily be beaten in lane and destroyed. And of course, he's 0-4-5. But if you cannot close out, and you've got a team comp with a Zeri, you've got yourself a Sona, and the Zed's able to say, take out your Varus, take out your Senna, the Evelynn is able to be peeled by the Warwick's kit or disengaged by the Gragas, team fighting is going to be quite interesting. We do miss that Q, but we'll hit the full charm here. Obviously, if we have ult, we can use it. There we go. Super juicy, super fresh. Assassin on assassin crime. And, level 13 to Warwick, who's still dead, honestly. Not much to look at in the mid game. So far, so good, right? We're looking at this from a jungling perspective. We got the Zeri going in on the Senna here. The Evelynn's going to say, like, well, can I just kill the Zeri? And then Sona's like, yo, what up? I'll take those double buffs. The Warwick shows up with a smite free snack kill. 1,000 gold shutdown to the Warwick, and it probably would have been better on the Sona, to be honest with you. So you're seeing already, we've done a good job so far, but this overcommit here, the shutdown here, that goes a long way to losing you games. You know, the Zeri, yeah, we killed her, but the Sona and the Warwick got the shutdown. Now we're probably losing this dragon, all right? The Varus is up here, who knows why. We have the Cassandra stealing Krugs. You know, we're not in a position to necessarily go ahead and take this dragon. TP committed by the Gragas. Varus is rotating over here. We do have here the Sona also in the picture. I don't know why the Varus is face checking that. So now basically what we're looking at is Diamond things. Diamond things. If your Evelynn dies and gives a shutdown, and you have to give up this dragon, you know what you do? You just give up the dragon. If you're Varus, then what should you have done? You do this, sucker. You just say, okay, look, we give up that dragon. Who cares anyway? Let's go ahead and take this Herald at the very least. We can hold this top lane. Well, maybe because it's a Zed, but don't go die and face check. I mean, they committed a lot to go get the dragon. The Gragas had the TP, right? So if you have to give things up in this particular mid game, do close, very close. So the Evelynn, obviously, now, giving that shutdown, still 14-1-2. The mid game's gone as we expected, right? The early game was horrific from the Warwick's part. Good early game from the Evelynn's part. Zed is going straight in on the Cassandra here. He'll die for his sins. Tower doesn't even fall. Those resistance is going really hard, actually. So it's all okay so far. You know, like we have had a little shutdown moment, but it's all good. We can still win this game. Let's see what happens. You do want to basically say, all right, listen, Varus. I'm watching this because I know as a Warwick main, even in the games which I've had were absolutely tragic, you can still become very, very useful against an Evelynn because your W button, your E, your R, you can suppress her, peel her, and CC her. You can chase her down. You can detect her when she's camo. You have the kit necessary to deal with an Evelynn, even if you're a bit behind. Now, the Warwick has gone for the more aggressive playstyle because, okay, look, I'm behind. I'm going to die anyway. Might as well have some lifesteal and have some DPS. On one hand, yes. On the other hand, if you're a Warwick main, maybe going the Blade is not the best bet, right? You could probably just go for your standard Titanic. You can flex the Iceborne, and in a negative game state, you can take the Divine. You'll be able to handle Evelyn's fine. Regardless, they've taken the second Herald, pushing this down here. Tier 1 is up. I'm really curious. The Warwick decides, hey, I'm going to go and hold this one, GG, I guess. Tilted junglers, jungle diff, and so on. All right, they don't get a full charge, or enough of a charge, enough of a DPS threat to take down the tier 3 inhib tower, but they're going to flex into this Baron because Warwick's your bottom lane. So Warwick positioning incorrectly yet again is basically saying, hey guys, go take this neutral objective. Now if you're the red team, do you go ahead and die for this? No. If you die for this and everyone gets aced, you probably lose inhib and you basically seal the deal in the game. If you just give it up, which is what we should be doing, let them reset, control our whole jungle. Okay, hold up. Maybe we got a fight here. We got a low Katarina. The Warwick could look. This Varus is out of position. That's going in on the Varus. Here we go. So they're going to do the Baron. They're getting low. They don't all back together. The Warwick collapses on with the Z and kills the Varus. Now, of course, with Fear, the Katarina went back to base. We have numbers advantage here. The Evelynn doesn't really kill anything. We have DPS from the Zeri coming through, and of course the Warwick's disruption. He's still alive. Sustain. Blade of the Rookie. Wow. Okay, so there it is. They get this Baron. And instead of everyone together just saying, look, let's go back to base. A lot of cash money gold in our pocket. Katarina's low. Katarina bases. Varus is out of position. And Warwick and Zed pull the trigger. Here's our ult on the Katarina as well. We've got the E here. Can we get it before she triples? No, because it's instantaneous. But Zeri's able to do enough. So the R there suppressing the Katarina. The E doing huge work in helping kill the Varus. They took the Baron, lost the Baron, and now no one has the Baron. Yes, it's his fault for stepping out, but at the same time, again, if you have the Baron and you're the Evelynn, and Katarina goes back to base, you see the Varus dying, what do? You say, fine, I'm going to take these, go back to base, spend my gold. You don't die with him. You don't die with your team for no particular reason, right? That's why the old logic of, hey, just follow all your team's dumbass decisions, I don't agree with that. Sometimes it's okay. It's like, okay, well, they're doing this thing. I don't think it's a great idea, but, you know, it gives us the best chance of winning, sure. But if the Varus makes a misplay, goes to the wrong position, and is being picked off, and we have Katarina on base, I don't follow that decision. I go back to my jungle and say, I'm going to hold into the Baron with 3 of my teammates. At the very least, we can still use that for push power afterwards. Now, we need to go make picks. The Warwick, they've got a lot of kill catch-up experience. That's not going to be a thing in the future. Well, it will be, just not as volatile. This is classical Evelynn stuff. When you revealed yourself, I'm working R you over the wall, so just be cautious. We also have the Sona R as well. If Sona's going to flash out, you're going to be careful. Varus is out of position. He ults the Warwick. The Warwick will decide what to do with his ultimate when it's up here. Oh, did you see that? Let's look at that again. Okay, look at this. The Evelynn was playing a little dicey here. Because we have no real frontline other than Cassante, the fact that he doesn't TP in here or we don't place a ward is critical. If you're the support on the blue team, like the Senna, you need to place a ward right here so that the Cassante can TP immediately and be your front line. If you don't put that ward for him to TP and be your front line, you're putting it in a rough position, because like the Varus shouldn't be this close to the Warwick. But he sees a Divine Sundra, Blade of the Rune King, Tiamat, 5/5/4 Warwick and says, let me ult him. So we do that. Problem is, Evelynn also goes in on this, misses the Q because it hits a minion. Hits the charm though. Problem is we have Sona here, she's going to try to get close, she wants to heal him up. But Gragas is going to disengage them with a Kursk, okay? Spread out the ADC, spread out the Evelynn, 2 people on the bot line, the Cassandra now has to TP to the minion in the back line, okay? Yes, the Varus kills the Warwick, but Evelynn's now forced to ult to survive, doesn't go over the wall, Senna's going to ult for the shield and the damage here. Zeri is in the base actually, Katarina's going to go in here for the full kill, and she is able to actually get the double kill, but Zed gets in the back line to kill the Evelynn. Red team should not have been in a position to basically, they should have disengaged that as best they could because Zeri was not in the picture. But you're seeing already those, it worked out for red team here, but what you're seeing is, the point of that is, you're seeing the issue with the nature of this comp, okay? Because the Varus, when he steps up, will be susceptible to be killed. I think maybe it might be a Zeri gap. Yeah, maybe just a little bit. So the whole point of that fight, though, even though the blue team won it, was that I was trying to point out that when the Varus steps up and the Evelynn goes in with a Warwick and a Gragas, right, you can disengage him really, really heavily. And with the Zeri in that fight, now you're split off, and the Cassante's in the back line instead of the front line. It's going to be interesting to see how it kind of develops. Let's see how we go. So obviously here in this particular case, the Zeri, the Zed, everyone's alive. They're able to take the dragon. But this is what I'm talking about, because Evelynn is at the front of the fight, gets pushed out, ult doesn't kill anybody. She gets bailed out by the Katarina, and that's what I'm worried about for the team fighting. You have to look for the flanking angle. You have to try and kill Zeri with your burst. Tough though, because it's Zeri, but let's see. Let's see what we can do. She goes back to base here. Evelynn shadowing, looking for some things to do. If she can kill Zed as well, that's exactly what we want to do. We just want to basically activate that W, get that super slow, which we don't do here, but we'll get the kill onto the... I mean, you're dead now, though. Again, this is what I'm talking about. Smited, killed, all for the suppressant. Zed saves his all for the Katarina. This is exactly why Evelynn's lose against Warwicks. They lose against Zeds. They lose against anything with concrete CC. She goes and kills the Sona. Great, the Sona is irrelevant at this particular point, but she does so with two other people. Nice cross into the center. She's forced to flash. Marisol for the disengage. This guy's in the bottom lane. Now he doesn't have TP because we forced a fight here, although, you know, in that case it's fine because Zeri wasn't in the picture. But you're seeing the downside of Evelynn going just running at people instead of looking for flanks on one or two. And again, we just want to activate our W, get the slow, don't need to get the hard start on the Zed. We want to kill the Zed. And Warwick apparently is just like, well, I suppose I can just tank the turret. Well, you know, it is the coaching channel, the gameplay channel, so, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Back and forth, a few downsides here, obviously. Take the turret back off. Take the turret, take some camps, push this wave out, take and defend your camps here, take the Scuttle Crab. You know, there's a whole bunch of things we can do rather than just face taking and dying. Like, even just a decompression of this wave plus this wave will do good things. Evelynn goes in on the mid lane here. We're going to try and kill the Gragas, who's going to get the heal. He's got his own sustain as well. So now you're already seeing the Sona. Like, but Evelynn's just running at people. From the mid lane, we're just running at people. It's not working anymore. And if you're going to do that with the Void stuff, Mejai's, of which we have 0 stacks now, you've got to be able to execute. Warwick finally has a Giant's belt, so, you know, we're getting close to the finishing the Titanic here. You see the Evelynn? This is a typical front-to-back teamfighting comp on the red team, and now she's just sitting in front of them. You can't do this. You're wasting time. You're losing cash money. Like, you're losing your ability to infuse yourself. You still have 3,000 gold, excuse me. But we're looking for this ISO pick, and honestly, like, can you kill anyone at this particular point ISO without being CC'd or disengaged? Outside of Assassins. But you should not have lost this game if you're the Evelynn. A lot of it for me is the 1,000 gold shutdown here. That created the issue for the Varus here. And obviously here following the Varus again. So those moments in these kinds of games, right? We got 60% of games we can win and carry. They're within our control. We're 20% of games, GG doomed. Teammates, don't think. Enemy team, a whole bunch of smurfs. I play badly. It's a lost game, right? You're never going to win it. The other 20% is going to be the games like this one where you make one mistake or 1 or 2 mistakes and you lose. And it sucks, but it's still you, right? It's still you. And regardless of your teammates, regardless of how they're playing, our critical error is the mistake here. Now, we go on the top side here. Zeri's got a quiet threat from the last couple of fights. We're flanking off on the side. The Grog's, look at this, we're just not even in the fight here. We're going to be able to kill someone, maybe. Yeah, we kill one person, but again, that's the Warwick. That's the Warwick right there. Hold R after her R and kill her. Her R has not been great at all. And so you're basically saying, well, if I'm Evelynn in this situation, what should I be doing? Well, why are we here, right? Evaluate this. We're going top lane to kill the Zed, okay? We hit the plant. We immediately get seen, right? We get seen because once we're seen, they know, okay, we can go and engage in the rest of the team comp. Once the red team has seen or had any inclination that Evelynn is in this area, you see the pings already coming through and going towards the blue buff. They're going to use that to say, look, she's not in the picture. Let's go. Let's engage. So as soon as you reveal yourself of the Evelynn, trying to pick someone off, and he's gone. And your whole team is in the mid lane against the enemy team. This is what allows the engage. So when you are Evelynn or the assassin or the third player on the blue team and you show in the wrong position, the red team immediately looks to use that position, punishes them immediately, which is perfect. That's the difference right here. This is the difference between, let's just say, your platinums and your diamonds, right? Your diamonds are able to understand that win condition is entirely on the Evelynn, that they have not had the cohesive macro to close out, that their team comp 5v5 can play a super duper game, and that the Evelynn can be dealt with the champions in on our team. And now we can go straight up and do this because of course we have the good items. So this kind of stuff, if you're the Warwick, travesty game, right? Travesty early game, travesty mid game. But we take one shutdown, we get a dragon, we get another dragon, we make one pick here, we smite there, we show up, we be present. We don't have a good game. We keep playing what is, right? We keep trying our best to be useful. And that's a critical thing in this elo. If you are very clearly a diamond player and you want to get master tier, you are not going to smurf on them like your GM or challenger. You're not going to do it. Find a way to be useful no matter what, even in the bad games. And when you can do that and understand what your role is in that one moment, you can win games. And in the Evelynn's case, you're smurfing early games, you're smurfing mid games, all right? Plays also Kindred. And there's enough games with the Kindred losses and the Evelynn losses where it's like, okay, this person gets fed all the time, but they lose all the time, or at least half of the time. Right? Like they're climbing, they're doing well, but there's enough losses that it makes you a little bit confused about how it's happening. See, the Warwick's just going straight under the Evelynn. Like, she can't even handle it now. He's up on a level. You know, he does die because he overcommits because, again, he's not playing so well. But you see, if that was a 1v1, he can win that easily. And obviously now his team can chase down. Crucial spells are burned. Ziri and Sono chase down, sustain, heal, shields, let's go. And of course, movement speed proc, chase. There we go. A little bit of a Ziri gap, right? But the Evelynn is taken out of the fight by the Warwick. He basically says the one thing that can kill my ADC and my support is the enemy Evelynn. I'm just going to take her out of the fight. And have we seen her do anything impressive in the last 10 minutes? No. Front, ult out, try and survive. Warwick chases her down, Gragas chases her down. Really insane gold swing. Insane gold swing. And honestly, up until 22 minutes on that Baron, they were winning this game. If we just let the Varus die, everyone else keeps their Baron, push it up again, they are not able to settle. And as soon as you get aced after a Baron, give them that time, those shutdowns, and the ability to steal some camps and get division, it's doomed. But most importantly, as soon as you show here or give, telegraph where you're going in any capacity, enemy team who is good will say, hey, let's pull the trigger. No, Evelynn, let's go. And it's immediate. It's got to be immediate. Yeah, that's basically what it comes down to. Now, you might like to blame your Varus and say, well, he's an idiot. This game he didn't play well. I'd say, okay, well, you've got a point. But at the same time, he's still 8, 11, 7, which means he's got 8 kills and 7 assists. He still ulted and killed the Warwick in this good fight we had here. Like, I was breaking this fight down like it was going to be way more negative than it was, but Varus made that pick, right? The only reason we won this is because the Ziri wasn't in the picture. But again, we died because of... Well, Gragas. Warwick now shows up here. Everyone's alive, Cassandra's alive, but the Ziri, the Warwick, you beat the big body, sit in front. We have the Baron, obviously. This should be it. Got the bottom of him as well. Gragas is super... He's 2, 6, and 8, but I felt he was more useful than... Oh, Cassandra is 2, 4, 4. So yes, he was literally more more useful than the Cassandra, but... Look at this, you see this? Just Q3E combo, hit your R, and she dies. There's nothing an Evelynn can do. Late game against the Warwick, playing and using his spells patiently. So he's done a good job in that end, right? Not anything else. And the Evelynn had a really good early game, so we give her credit there. But if you're getting fed early a lot in Diamond and you're throwing in mid games, throwing in late games, it's because you're overcommitting in one environment or one situation. It gives them shutdowns. It gives them map pressure back. And when you do that, they will use it. They will grind it out, and they will play that win con whereby they just don't let you play the game afterwards because they know you're the only threat. And obviously, if your team make bad decisions or you show somewhere you shouldn't, they're going to engage on your team as well. So keep that in mind. Hopefully that is something interesting. Obviously, I try to have different kind of concepts in as many of these videos as possible. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next coaching.